Hey, Mike, curious how maybe the wide receiver room changed after the successful week that you guys had against Virginia. You had mentioned that right after the game that, maybe guys weren't as focused or playing as hard as they needed to, catching balls after practice, jugs machine, all that kind of extra stuff. Has their attitude changed? And I guess, what are you seeing from them now?
We've been locked in. We've been working hard, mainly being consistent and just making plays when our name is called and just doing all the little things right every day in practice.
Mike, we're going to go to Gary Furman at Kane Sport. Gary, go ahead.
Hey, Mike, from the day that you stepped foot on campus, you've always stood out, at least whenever we've watched practice, as a guy that worked harder than everybody, who wanted it as much as anybody on the team. And it's taken a little bit of a while for it to come together for you the way it did in the Virginia game. How does that experience change your outlook moving forward? Do you think that you now have convinced the coaches maybe to make you a little bit of a bigger part of the offense? And how has it also changed your role in the locker room as a leader who now can maybe lead a little bit more by example than maybe you ever have been able to since you got here?
Since I got here, I've always been that type of guy. I've been that leader, and I've been that one that all the upperclassmen and the underclassmen respected. So, even after a bad game or a good game, I always had the respect and had that leadership role when things not going right or when things going good. But all in all, me personally, I'm a team sport. I'm a team person. I worry about the win. So, whatever I have to do, my part to help the offense succeed and help the team get the W, that's my part. So I've been doing that for 4 years. And
Do you feel like you have a bigger voice, because of what you did a week ago? Do you feel like you have a bigger voice today than you did before that?
I always had a bigger voice. I always had a bigger voice when I played in the game with 2 catches and 13 yards. And then I played in this game with 10 catches, 170 yards. You feel me? I always had the bigger voice.
Thank you,
Mike. We're going to go to David Lake at Inside the U. David, go ahead.
Yeah, Mike, I want to ask you about just the approach of the team during the bye week. You're a veteran guy, you're a leader. What was the team more mature in any ways, in your opinion, during this bye than in years past, or pretty much the same, would you say, as compared to past years?
Yeah, I could say we mostly locked in, but on the bye week, we have like more time on the outside. The outside, just a lot of bad things going on, definitely with the corona and stuff like that. So I can say with this team, we way mentally better and just making the right decisions, staying in our bubble, and then we outside on our own, just making smart decisions. But on the field, we do what we do, but it's just the outside, and it's a good thing. A couple guys and just locked in, just stay safe.
Mike, we got time for a couple more. We're going to go to David Furones at the Sun Sentinel. David, go ahead.
Hey, Mike, a couple questions for you. I'll start with this one. I'm sure you're aware of the whole bye week thing. People, saying, okay, well, this team is 0-4 since going back to last year, 0-3 last year, coming off of byes, and then obviously against Clemson, that was coming off a bye. Is that kind of thing overblown? Do you guys feel, or do you feel that there were definitely some things that always needed to change the way you guys approach those byes? And is there a motivation to kind of end that talk this week and just say, okay, look, that's not what it is. We can come out and perform even after a bye week?
Yeah, most definitely what you just said. We look at it and yes, the records are there. We always lose after a bye week, but we just feel like we just come out motivated and not worry about everything and just play the game and just focus on the team. Take the bye week, lock in mentally, and then come back, practice mentally and physically, and take it out to the game and just win. So we just motivated. We practice this week was really good for the 2 weeks, actually.
And the other thing I wanted to ask you about is Coach Manny has told us about the way you guys self-analyzed yourself, the way you reviewed film this week. Was it a different style than you've ever seen, the way you guys analyze yourself and, how teams may view you? Or, was it something you guys have done before? And what did you come away with from your analysis?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. That was the first thing we did when we came in on a bye week. We just watched film from the first game to the last game. So we was like, we see how far we came, see how far we come, seeing the little mistakes that we could have did in week 2, and just just the little things that, you know, we all messed up on. A couple shots we missed, a couple balls we drew, a couple routes we made, and just see how far we came. That we're getting better week by week, and just know the potential of this offense. So we put it all together day by day. So, you know, we come out game day and just make explosive plays.
Thank you.
All right, Mike, last one for you. We got Susan Miller-Degnan from the Miami Herald. Susan, go ahead for Mike.
Hey, Mike. Because of what's happening in the world now with the pandemic and COVID, how much, I asked Quincy this also, how much tougher are the road games, or how much are they stranger in 2020? Is it actually easier, you know what I mean, for the offense, or is it more of a challenge in any way? Because you have to do more things.
It's always challenging. It's always hard to win on the road, definitely in the conference game. And, you know, it's limited fans, so, you know, it might won't be loud or it might be loud, but, you know, we just lock in at the task at hand and just go out and play, you know, not worrying about if it's one fan or 3,000 fans. So, you know, we just got to still play our ball game.
Thanks, Mike.
Mike, thanks for spending a few minutes with us today, and good luck the rest of the week in practice.
All right, thank you. Have a blessed one.